Good morning, Wright State University, and welcome to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU. Start your day the right way with us. We will be covering current events in the news, local, national, and from Wright State. We will provide a daily dose of inspiration and positivity to lighten your day. And we will have a special feature depending on the day of the week. So grab your tea or your coffee, sit back, relax, and enjoy the Wright Morning Show.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. It is Wednesday, June the 30th, 2021. And in the studio with me, I have Jamie from the Guardian Media Group. How are you doing this morning?
I am doing quite well. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, other than us scrambling around campus trying to get information on breaking news, a water advisory that's now in effect for the Wright State campus. This was not yet emailed out to the students, but there are signs around campus for the water advisory. So just letting you all know, if you are listening to the station, don't drink the water on campus again.
Part two.
We have no information at this time as to why there's a water advisory or how long it's going to last or anything like that. But Jamie said that somebody does have information and they're in the process of forwarding that to her. So as soon as Jamie gets that info, we will talk about that on the radio show today. So again, don't drink the water today. Don't really drink the water ever on campus because it's not that great, but especially don't drink it today.
Especially today.
We're going to go ahead and get into your current events for today, and we're going to get started with WHIO Radio. A Premier Health plans to build a new emergency room in Beaver Creek. They will begin construction on a new 24/7 emergency department that will be connected to the health group's existing office building near North Fairfield Road and Lakeview Drive. Beaver Creek City Council unanimously approved the site plan for the new facility on 16.8 acres during its meeting Monday night. It will be a privilege to offer the Beaver Creek community expanded access to quality emergency services, as well as even greater coordination of care for Premier Health patients who live, work, or shop locally, said Dr. Darren Pengelengen, an emergency physician and Premier Health's Vice President of Clinical Service Lines. We are pleased to have this opportunity to partner with the City of Beaver Creek in planning an expansion of these services at one of our existing sites of care in the community. Premier Health said the new facility would bring 55 jobs to the 14,650 square foot building. You can read more about that at WHIO.com. Dayton Daily News says that Wright Pat Medical Center was awarded accreditation from Joint Commission. You can check that out at Dayton Daily News. I do not have a subscription for it. Jamie does, though.
I'm trying to find that article.
Okay. Meanwhile, while you're looking for that, I'm going to get into another WHIO. Dixie Twin Drive-In State of Mass Food Distribution event on Tuesday. So yesterday, Dixie Twin Drive-In had a food distribution. The food bank partnered with CareSource and Dayton Children's Hospital to host food distribution events around the Miami Valley. The event found a man who had been struggling to have enough food throughout the pandemic. Tuesday's food distribution took place at the Dixie Twin Drive-In, where people lined up all afternoon hoping to get a helping hand. Ted Williams is a senior citizen surviving on fixed income. He said, "The need is needy, we are the needy." Williams said the pandemic caused him to fall on hard times. "This is the first time I've been here at this one, but they did really good. They helped me, and they really helped." Patrice Phillips said she also fell on hard times due to the pandemic. "I have no food, and I have no way of getting food. The food bank typically hosts 3 mass food distribution events each year, and recently realize the need for more. You can read more at WHIO.com. How's the article search coming for you, Jamie? Let's see here. No, but we can cover that.
Okay, so I did not find that one article. However, I did find another article about a local hospital. Dayton Hospital's parent selling to larger chain. Kindred Hospital in Dayton is part of a pending sale to a larger healthcare corporate parent, and the deal is expected to close by the end of this year. LifePoint Health announced it has an agreement to acquire Kindred Healthcare, which is the Louisville-based chain that operates Dayton Long-Term Care Hospital.
Interesting. I remember Kindred Care passing by it on the bus route.
Yeah. Continuing on the article, LifePoint said it would spend $1.5 billion over the next 3 years in improvements such as professional growth for nurses and frontline staff, capital projects, and new tech. So if you want to hear more about that hospital, go to Dayton Daily News.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
From Springfield News Song. This one's a really recent article. New Carlisle and Enon are set for a big weekend. Independence Day. Can you remember those words sounding sweeter than they do this year? After pandemic rules, quarantines, distance learning, mass social distancing, toilet paper shortages, and lines for testing and vaccinations, for the first time in well over a year, we as a community are free to celebrate our Independence Day as we like it. Exuberant, friendly, and over the top. Enon and New Carlisle are prepared to step up and make this an Independence Day weekend to remember. New Carlisle will start the holiday weekend on Friday with a farmer's market at 201 South Main Street from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is the place to pick up healthy snacks for later events and fresh vegetables for the big barbecues on the 4th. The New Carlisle Community Pool will be open Friday beginning at noon, but it will stay open until 11 p.m. so swimmers may get a good view of the nearby fireworks. The concession stand will also feature special food options. DJ TB4 will provide music for the event. General admission, the prices are listed on Springfield News Sign. It seems appropriate that this day will also be selected for the annual Cannonball Contest, which will take place at 3 p.m. There is a prize involved, so this should be a serious competition. Fireworks will be returning to the skies of western Clark County on July 3rd. A community event begins at 8 p.m. at Haddock's Field, 434 North Main Street, and will continue until the fireworks are over. Local food vendors will be joined by a few food trucks to make sure everyone has plenty to eat. A normal day at the pool is planned on Sunday, July 4th, meaning the pool will be open from noon to 8. City offices will be closed on Monday, July 5th in observance of Independence Day. Meanwhile, across the Mad River, Enon VFW Post 8437 will be putting on a big community celebration that will build up to the annual July 3rd fireworks show. A local band named Termites, The Infestation, will provide music with sound by Dan Maloon.
I just want to say I love that name.
Interesting name, yeah.
That's a great band name.
As usual, the VFW is inviting the community to come and to bring coolers. The first Mad River Light Artillery will have an historical presentation at 7 p.m. The group will be in Revolutionary War uniforms and will be firing an exact replica of the bronze cannon that Colonel George Rogers Clark had at the Battle of Peckaway. The FMRLA is affiliated with the Clark County Park District and the George Rogers Clark Heritage Association and the fair at New Boston. A shot from the full-size cannon will begin the fireworks show when it is dark enough. On Sunday at 1 p.m., the 4th of July parade units will begin gathering at Indian Valley School. Participants in this year's parade will be the Greenan Band, Greenan FFA Queen, and floats or vehicles sponsored by many local businesses or officials. The parade will begin at 2 p.m., which is an hour later than it usually begins, to allow those who participate in other events to get to the Indian Valley parking lot on time. It's Sunday, and we are typically having people at churches and have service until 12, so it's a 1 p.m. lineup and 2 p.m. start. said Jennifer Wendling. The lineup will be behind Indian Valley School. Look for signs. You can read more about this at SpringfieldNewsZone.com. They even cover some events happening beyond Enon and New Carlisle as well. Brewery patio is now open in front of Day Air Ballpark, so raise your glasses. And that's from Dayton Daily News. Check that out at DaytonDailyNews.com. I believe we covered that a couple weeks ago. There's this really cool patio bar that's opening up near Day Air Ballpark, and you could go there during Dayton Dragons game and get a pretty good view of the ball game while you're drinking your beer. So here's an update from WHIO. Kettering police identify a theft suspect. The Kettering Police Department is asking, well, no, they've identified him already. Police say the man is the suspect in the theft incident that occurred at a business in the Town and Country Shopping Center on Saturday, June 26th. I am not going to read the name of the theft because we don't want to give credit to thieves. Moving on. Dayton Business Journal. Ron Sweeney at Dayton's housing market has never been this fast-paced. So the housing market in Dayton is seeing a huge incline, which is some good news for complex owners and etc. So Dayton has $138 million that they can spend towards the city, and the community can weigh in on how they spend that. So you can read more information at Dayton Daily News on that. You got that?
Yep,
Jamie?
I have that pulled up right now.
Awesome.
I was just about to mention it. So this is from the article. Community can weigh in on how Dayton should spend $138 million. Dayton is surveying community members about how they like to see the city spend the nearly $138 million it will receive in federal relief funds. The city, in response to receiving federal aid, has decided to reinstate its fire and police classes and reestablish some positions that were cut due to the COVID-19 crisis. The city is still waiting for the final U.S. Department of the Treasury guidance about how rescue funds can be used, but is developing a recovery plan that will consider community input, said Diane Shannon, Dayton's Director of Procurement. Sorry.
I think it's procurement. Yeah.
Wow. Words are not my friend today. Management and budget. Well, I think this is all very good news. Dayton Mayor Naon Whaley said earlier this month, a lot of this work couldn't be done without the rescue plan. So on Monday, the city published a link to a survey on its Facebook page where community members can provide feedback on how they would like to see Dayton's American Rescue Plan Act dollars spent. The survey is also on the city's website, www.daytonohio.gov. The first letter of Dayton and the first letter of Ohio are both capitalized, by the way. Ask people to rank priorities like demolition and blight removal, sidewalk improvements, and green space, as well as outdoor amenities such as playgrounds and parks.
If you want my personal 2 cents, and my views and opinions do not reflect the views of WWSU, Radio, Rice State University, or their entities, I don't know if they can use any of that federal funding to fix some of the roadways, but I know a lot of roads are in need of repair, especially in certain parts of Dayton, like residential roadways.
It's so funny, I'll be going, I'll be on the bus, and I'll be, going down the street, and it's just, bump.
Yeah.
There's so many. But, I'm not too sure. The article doesn't mention that. It just mentions that that is something that they would like to use that for.
I would imagine that you could delegate some to the roadways if they're mentioning sidewalks.
Yeah, they're mentioning sidewalks. I mean, the kind of sidewalk.
Yeah.
That would be definitely interesting. It also says that other priority options include financial support for Black and brown businesses, or support for new or expanding small businesses in the restaurant and retail sectors and neighborhood business districts. Very cool.
Nice. So yeah, definitely we can support our local businesses with that too. Let's see, I got something from WHIO. University of Dayton athletes prepare for potential NCAA changes and compensation bill. So yeah, the NCAA is going to be making a decision today on whether or not to universally allow college athletes to get paid for their name, image, and likeness. More than a dozen states are already allowing it. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine signed an executive order Monday to legalize the compensation of college athletes without jeopardizing their amateur status. DeWine said Ohio schools have to stay competitive. Without these guidelines, Ohio colleges and universities would have a harder time attracting student athletes who could go elsewhere, he said. So that's a plus. So Ohio's already signed the bill. We're just hoping that the NCAA will also sign it so that those in the NCAA can also get compensated. At the University of Dayton, college athletes will not be getting a paycheck for playing a game, but they will be allowed to sign an endorsement deal or work with an agent. Neil Sullivan, UD's athletic director, said under the new state order, campus leaders will not stand in the way of Flyer athletes hoping to turn their fame into profits. Our position, market size, relationship we have with our fan base, the business community, we're going to look at it as an opportunity, he said. UD said it will not broker deals for student athletes, and school logos cannot be used unless secured through a written statement. The school also said it has no plans to give student athletes a cut of jersey sales. That's unfortunate. That's a big one. In my personal opinion, athletes should get cut of jersey sales as well. Sullivan does encourage athletes to find chances to get paid and says money talk is already a part of the school's recruiting pitch. Our coaches are out on the road a week into June, he said. They're making offers to people, and it's a part of the conversation. DeWine's order does not allow pay for play, and it requires athletes to disclose agreements. This is not the only long-standing NCAA rule that has been questioned. Last week, the U.S. Supreme Court ended a rule that had banned schools from giving sports stars educational benefits like laptops and paid internships. Justice Brett Kavanaugh said that policies like the NCAA's exist nowhere else in America. Let's see here. From WDTN, a fire causes $60,000 in damages at a Tip City sports bar. Hinder's Sports Bar and Grill suffered roughly $60,000 in damages after a fire broke out on Monday morning. Tip City fire officials say that the most probable cause was improperly discarded smoking materials thrown in a flower pot with dry potting mix that was being used as an ashtray. Ooh.
That's not a good combination.
Yeah, not a good combination at all. The fire started at the back of the restaurant in the patio area. Though crews were able to get the fire under control, estimates put damages at the structure at $35,000 and to the contents at $25,000. No one was injured, luckily, because the restaurant was not open when the fire started. Dayton.com, Red, White, and Boom, your guide to 4th of July fireworks displays in the Miami Valley. When you think of summer, you think of barbecues, warm days, and by the pool, and 4th of July fireworks. Though many 4th of July celebrations were canceled last year due to the coronavirus pandemic, cities across the Miami Valley are looking forward to celebrating Independence Day once again this year. If you're looking for ways to celebrate Independence Day with a dazzling fireworks display, there are plenty of options close to home. Whether you're firing up the grill, heading out of town, or just want to see something new and sparkly in the night sky, here are some celebrations. I'm just going to run through them really quick because this is a very long article and we don't have time to go through the entire article. You can read the entire article at Dayton.com if you're interested. But there's Dayton Lights and Flight Fireworks Festival, Saturday, July 3rd at Riverscape Metro Park. There's the Red, White, and Boonshoft at the Boonshoft Museum of Discovery. The fireworks show will take place in the museum's Carol D. Phillips Space Theater from Tuesday, June 29th to Friday, July 2nd, with showings from noon to 12:30, 3 to 3:30. Showings take place from take place from 1 to 1:30 and 4 to 4:30 on Saturday, July 3rd. and 2 to 2:30, 3 to 3:30, and 4 to 4:30 on Sunday, July 4th. There's the Beaver Creek 4th of July Parade and Fireworks on Sunday, July 4th from 6 to 10 p.m. at Rotary Park. There's the Red, White, and Brew at the parking lot by the main mall entrance at the mall at Fairfield Commons, Saturday, July 10th from 6 to 10 p.m. There is the Americana Festival the location varies depending on the event. There's a map for specific event locations in Centerville. You can check that out at Dayton.com. There's Old Fashioned Independence Day celebration at the Preble County Historical Society on Sunday, July 4th from 5 to 10 p.m. There's the Inglewood Fireworks celebration at Centennial Park, Union Road in Inglewood on Sunday, July 4th, beginning at 7 p.m. There's the Fairborn's 4th of July Parade and Fireworks at Fairborn Community Park, July 3rd and 4th from 2 to 10 p.m. There's the annual Yellow Springs 4th of July Parade and Fireworks at the Friends Care Community Center. The fireworks display will light up the sky at Gaunt Park, and it will be Sunday, July 4th. The parade is at 3 p.m. and fireworks at dusk. There's the Franklin Weddest Parade and Fireworks at Franklin Community Park, Saturday, July 3rd. The Weddest Parade begins at 10 a.m. and fireworks begin at 10 p.m. There's Star Spangled Heights at Thomas A. Cloud Park, Saturday, July 3rd from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. There's the Kettering Go 4th at Delco Park, Sunday, July 4th, 6 to 10 p.m. There's the Lebanon Independence Day celebration at Colonial Park, West in Lebanon. Actually, that's Colonel Park. I can never say that name right. Saturday, July 3rd from 4 to 10 p.m. City of Moraine's Star Spangled Boom at Wax Park, Sunday, July 4th from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Piqua 4th Fest at Fort Piqua Plaza Banquet Center, Sunday, July 4th from 3 to 10 p.m. City of Sydney 4th of July celebration at Sydney Middle School, Sunday, July 4th at 10 p.m. Red, White, and Borough at North Park Amphitheater, Sunday, July 4th from 7:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Buck Creek Boom at Buck Creek State Park at Saturday, July 3rd at 10 p.m. Vandalia Star Spangled Celebration at Vandalia Recreation Center and Sports Complex, Saturday, July 3rd from 7 to 10 p.m. West Milton 4th of July celebration at 249 East Tip Pike, West Milton. Festival runs from July 1st to the 4th. The parade kicks off at 11 a.m. on Saturday, July 3rd. And then the fireworks display is at 10 p.m. on Sunday, July 4th. There's Tip City Fireworks at Kyle Park, Sunday, July 4th, 7 to 10 p.m. Troy 4th of July Parade and Fireworks. The fireworks will be along the Great Miami River Levee, Sunday, July 4th, with the parade at 4 p.m. and concert at 7:30 p.m. and fireworks at 10 p.m. There's the Kevin Sonny Kalb Memorial Fireworks Festival in Xenia at Shawnee Park on Friday, July 2nd from 3 to 10 p.m. It's a long list of events that are happening for Independence Day.
Yeah, you won't be bored.
Yeah, lots of things that you can attend this weekend, so be sure to check those out. We're going to go to global and national news now. Jamie, do you want to talk about the New York Times morning edition?
Yes, most definitely. Let me just get pulled up here. I'm sorry, I have a billion tabs open this morning.
It's all right.
Okay, so I thought this one was kind of interesting. There was a really long story that wasn't, it was news, but it was more promoting the magazine and the articles included in the magazine, which was one of which wow, I'm sorry,
It's all
words
right.
are escaping me this morning. So the newsletter talks about one of the New York Times magazine articles that is being published soon about how people
You try.
struggling this morning.
It's all right.
about how there are still some people like sitting in jail and whatnot who were wrongly convicted.
Oh, the Uticos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it just talks about like, yeah, I'll just read a quote out from this article. So this is from the New York Times Morning Newsletter and the first article. It says, quote, there are almost certainly tens of thousands of Americans who are now in prison for crimes they did not commit. Several studies have suggested a nationwide wrongful conviction rate of at least 3%. A disproportionate share of the wrongly convicted are black men.
Yeah.
So that was just a little expo, and then it goes on to talk about how they are covering this more in the magazine article. Going to the bottom.
It's interesting. 3% of wrongful convictions.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. Because that's kind of a high number.
Especially considering the bias against black men, which I've heard that before. There are a lot of a lot of black men in prison because of like drug possession and things like that. Even though, like, if I remember the statistic correctly, black men are 3 to 4 times more likely to get arrested for drug conviction than a white man. Even though statistically speaking, the likelihood of a white man using drugs is about the same as a black man, which is very, we still have a racial bias here in the States, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the like current Black Lives Matter movements and social justice movements that have been occurring in the past year or so have highlighted some of those incidences and some of those statistics and problems. So I definitely think it's an interesting topic.
Yeah.
Alrighty, moving on to the politics section. In Wisconsin, President Biden appealed to both Republicans and Democrats to get behind the bipartisan infrastructure plan. Quote, this is a generational investment, he said.
So hopefully with Biden's investment plan or infrastructure plan that we can start fixing a lot of our roads and bridges and other things that are crumbling.
I feel like a lot of people would appreciate that, especially if you're on the road right now, getting that traffic, dealing with those bumpy roads out there.
Hitting like 25 potholes every day.
Yeah. Also, continuing on, the Supreme Court ruled that the federal government could give private companies the power to take land from states, clearing the way for a natural gas pipeline in New Jersey.
Interesting.
Yeah. I didn't even know there was like space up in New Jersey. I don't know why. I just always think of it as a small state.
Yeah.
And then the House voted to remove statues of Confederate leaders from the Capitol.
There's been some, I don't know how bad it is now, but there's been some hot debate about whether or not we should be removing Confederate statues. And like, one of the arguments is, we get it, Confederate leaders are, the Confederacy fell and everything like that, but it's still a part of U.S. history and something that we can all learn from, learn not to make the same mistakes again, for instance. But, the debate goes either way. Some people want them removed because, it's a fallen ideal, doesn't exist anymore, and it's a representation of a bad history in the United States, during like the slave times and things like that. So
Yeah.
it goes both ways.
It's definitely a complex issue. Continuing on, confusion in the New York mayor's race. The Board of Elections mistakenly counted 135,000 test ballots in the ranked choice tally.
Whoops.
Yeah, that's a big whoops. That's like, oops. We all have our days. Initial results showed a narrowing lead for Eric Adams, but hours after releasing those, the board tweeted that there have been a, quote, discrepancy and took down the tabulations. So I'm glad they caught that.
Yeah.
Dysfunction and nepotism have long plagued the Board of Elections, the Times reported last year. So, but at least they were like, oops, and looked at that.
It sounds like they're trying to correct it at least, so they're not letting it slide under the radar or anything like that.
Talking more about the coronavirus, Sydney and other Australian cities have enacted strict lockdowns in response to outbreaks tied to the Delta variant. That Delta variant has me worried. It's just been going everywhere and just affecting a lot of different nations and countries.
Now, the New York Times doesn't have this, but I read there's some concern in Israel about I think it's Israel, about the Delta variant, where there are some fully vaccinated people getting infected by the Delta variant. Now, that's not to say that the vaccines are not effective. They're not going to 100% prevent you from getting COVID. They're just going to keep you from ending up in the hospital or dying from it if you do get it.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like it's like any other preventative measure. Like, I don't think anything in the world is going to be 100%, but it's a lot better than having zero protection at all.
Yeah, it's just like the flu vaccine. You can still get the flu even though you've had the vaccine, but it feels a lot less severe when you do get it.
Yeah.
Usually doesn't last nearly as long either.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't want the Delta variant.
Yeah.
So, good thing I'm vaccinated. Speaking of vaccinated, Los Angeles County has urged vaccinated people to wear masks indoors. The CDC says the vaccinated are protected from serious illnesses and don't need masks in most situations. So apparently Los Angeles is having a little bit of issues with keeping people masked. The Supreme Court, in a 5-4 vote, kept a federal moratorium on evictions in place. That's good.
Yeah, because we're still trying to pull out of the COVID pandemic, and some people are still struggling to pay their rent. So it's good to see that they're keeping that protection in place for now.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting because I know even throughout the pandemic we haven't heard a lot from this nation. But North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un said the country's virus response created a, quote, great crisis, according to state media. It's unclear if he was talking about an outbreak or not. But that is personally the first news item that I even ever heard about that nation in COVID.
Yeah, because North Korea is very isolated usually from the rest of the world in terms of, letting us know what's going on.
Well, I think that's all in the Times.
All right. Let me see if. Okay, here's some latest with COVID-19 from the New York Times. Moderna said its vaccine is highly effective against the Delta variant, days after Pfizer's vaccine was also shown to offer strong protection against the more contagious strain, provided you don't skip the second dose. Efforts to bring back mask guidance are gaining steam in some places after both the World Health Organization and Los Angeles County urged people to mask up, regardless of vaccination status. Israel is reinstating mask mandates for public indoor spaces and large outdoor gatherings, despite having one of the best vaccination rates in the world. And this isn't in that article, but again, I believe the statistic found that out of 100 infected people in Israel, about 48 of them were fully vaccinated. So COVID's non-discriminatory when it comes to vaccinated and unvaccinated. But again, if you're vaccinated, you're a lot less likely to suffer serious complications. 4 Australian cities are also under new lockdowns, and Malaysia has extended its national lockdown due to Delta's spread. So those of you here in the United States, get ready because the masks may be coming back. I hate to say it to you, but it may be coming back. Yeah, I'm wearing mine. So from Miami Herald, the rescue teams at the site of the Surfside condo collapse are holding out hope that they will find survivors amid the rubble as the 24/7 operation enters its 7th day. The Surfside building official who signed off on the building's condition in 2018 has been placed on leave. The president and first lady will visit the area tomorrow. More stories are emerging about the survivors, including the Montegudo 64, who essentially outran the collapse down 6 flights of stairs. Wow.
That person is pretty
impressive.
fast. Yeah, that's really impressive.
There are heartbreaking stories about the victims, too, like Marcus Guara, a South Florida native and devoted dad of 2 young daughters. They remain among the missing. From CNN, the U.S. military commander in Afghanistan warned that the country could soon devolve into civil war once American boots are off the ground for good. General Austin Miller held a rare press conference from Kabul as the Pentagon is expected to complete the withdrawal in the coming days. Several hundred troops are expected to stay behind to guard diplomatic facilities and the international airport. Serena Williams, according to AFP, exited Wimbledon in the first round due to a leg injury. Exited, putting her chase for the Grand Slam record on hold again. Williams appeared to slip and twist her ankle in the first set of her opening match against Alexandra Sasnovich before limping off center court in tears. Ooh, that's not good. From Vulture, Netflix will now allow visitors to watch partially downloaded content while offline, addressing an annoyance of travelers who forget to download a full episode or movie before their flight or commute. The feature is only available on Android for now, but Netflix says it will come to iOS very soon. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and conclude there for our current events because we are running a little bit over time on the show. So we're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we're going to get into your weather forecast as well as campus news. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to The Wright Morning Show on WWSU.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect.
And we're back to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM.
Welcome back to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. We're going to get into your weather forecast, and if you're out commuting, you may want to pack an umbrella. The current weather is heavy rain. The rain is falling. Well, that's weird. it just changed to light rain. It just updated to light rain. The current weather at Wright State University, according to tomorrow.io, is light rain with a temperature of 77 degrees. The wind is coming from the west-northwest at 9 miles per hour, gusting to 15 miles per hour. The relative humidity is 79%. The dew point 70 degrees. Visibility 10 miles. Air quality good. The rain is falling at about 0.04 inches per hour. I did want to mention there is a line of heavy storms that have been moving through the area, and there is a flood advisory currently in effect for Montgomery County. So be careful up there on the roadways. The forecast, the 12-hour hyperlocal forecast, calls for rain up until about 12:30 p.m. today, and then cloudy skies for most of the afternoon and evening. I believe there's going to be another round of rain and storms coming in, though, later today.
It was interesting when I was coming into the studio this morning. I was walking here, and I was walking, and this really big flash of lightning just was right in front of me, and I was like, yeah. I was
yeah.
like, ooh. Then it started thundering, and I started running. I was like, oh no. So yeah, be safe out there.
Temperatures will approach 80 degrees by about 11:30 this morning. Then 85 by 1 p.m. As the current batch of rain moves away, the temperatures are going to quickly rise before the second round of rain comes in. The high temperature will be about 88 degrees around 2 p.m., and it'll start cooling off after 4 p.m., it looks like. I believe we're due for a cold front today, and it's going to cool us off, which is some good news, especially considering the heat that we've been having. Here's the extended forecast from the National Weather Service at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Today, a chance of thunderstorms in the morning. The thunderstorms are going to go away in the afternoon, but the showers are going to remain in the area. A high in the lower 80s. Tonight, showers likely, low in the upper 60s. Thursday, showers, high in the upper 70s, so much cooler tomorrow. Thursday night, a chance of thunderstorms, low around 60. Friday, mostly sunny, high in the mid-70s. Nice, pleasant day on Friday. Friday night, partly cloudy, low in the mid-50s. Saturday, sunny, high around 80. Saturday night, mostly clear, low around 60. And finally, Sunday, Independence Day, sunny with a high near 85. And Sunday night, mostly clear with a low in the upper 60s. Let's check the latest in terms of campus news. Adventure Education Course, HPR 2040. Get college credit while kayaking, rock climbing, hiking, and more in Adventure Education, HPR 2040. You can develop knowledge, skills, and dispositions to successfully implement adventure education curriculum in pre-K through 12 physical education programs while having fun. The experiential course will be hands-on and give you the skills to share adventure with your future students. This fall 2021 course is offered Mondays and Wednesdays, 12:20 to 1:40 in the Nutter Center, on the challenge course in the indoor rock climbing wall across campus and in the student union pool. They are open to majors in athletic training, health and physical education, K through 12 physical education, sports science, teacher education, and wellness studies. Ask your advisor if this class is right for you.
That's so cool.
Oh, here we go. Here's one on the whitewater rafting.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that, as we're talking about, outdoor activities.
So catch a thrill as we go whitewater rafting down the lower New River Gorge. We will head down to West Virginia, explore the trails, and camp under the stars before our full day of rafting. Paddle big waves, see some wildlife, make new friends, and go swimming in pools along the river while making memories to last a lifetime. This will be Saturday, September 4th through Monday, September 6th. The cost of the event includes transportation in 12-passenger vans to and from Wright State. It includes all equipment and gear, all meals, org trip leaders, local rafting guides, rafting fees, and campsite fees. The activity level is rated beginner to intermediate. Participants do not need prior experience, but you must be able to swim. There is a registration link on on your Wings account if you want to register. The registration closes on August 5th or when full. So pretty cool. You wanted to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, no, I just thought that was really interesting. I heard about it the other day and it's like, that sounds really cool and really fun. So if you're like really into like outdoors things, I think that would be a great activity. I noticed that as we kind of like COVID restrictions and whatnot being lifted for Wright State, that the Outdoor Resource Center has been doing a ton of like really cool different trips. So yeah, I'm glad that they're able to get back up and running for the students.
Sorry, it's heck having a hot flash and having to have a fan blow on you, and then your hair gets in your face and all of that.
We're doing great this morning.
CS 1300 Data Science for Everyone. This is an introduction to data science, the algorithms and processes for preparing and analyzing data, generating predictions, and extracting relationships from data. The course presents fundamentals of decision analysis, data mining, and machine learning. No prior programming experience is required. You will develop all mathematical ideas needed during the class. For more information, contact the Department of Computer Science and Engineering if you are interested. All right, so I'm going to turn it over now to Jamie to cover the latest with the Guardian Media Group.
Hello. I don't know why I said hello again. So this is on the WrightStateGuardian.com website. This article is titled International Corner, How International Students Can Prepare for the U.S., and this is by Oha Zubin. I'm sorry, Oha, if I mispronounce your last name. Once an international student accepts the fall 2021 admission letter and gets ready to start their studies, it is important to keep several things in mind. Attending information sessions at the international office, keeping in touch with advisors, organizing documents, and ensuring a successful arrival to the campus are all important. It is possible to make the process of arriving in the U.S. easier if students will invest time into the preparation and follow advice from the University Center for International Education, or UCIE. Consistent communication. After receiving a Form I-20 from the UCIE at Wright State University, students should keep in contact with the international advisors. And then I'm going to just go to the next heading as well, because this is kind of a long article. Online information sessions. Virtual information sessions are the primary source for students to become familiar with everything they should know before departing the home country and starting studies at Wright State University. It is a great opportunity to ask questions in real time and get immediate advice regarding visa issuing, health insurance, immigration check-in, and much more. Checking email, WSU's website and socials regularly. I think this should go for all students. Y'all really should check your email.
Yeah, we've been checking ours, trying to find out information about this water advisory.
Yeah. All important notices and updates are usually delivered through email, and international students have to check them daily in order to send documents when they are required and to meet other deadlines. Yeah, that's good advice for all students, if I may say. Especially because in this article, it also mentions how phone calls may be expensive from several countries, but email communication is more convenient for many students.
Yeah.
Next title here is Getting a Visa. Getting a visa is the next most vital and stressful step that international students face after being admitted to the program. There are a lot of nuances that are essential to remembering before coming to the embassy for an interview, such as paying fees, collecting necessary documents for the entrance, and preparing to answer questions about studies that the visa council might ask. Wow, I did not know that they had to go through all of that.
Yeah.
That is quite extensive. And the last one is COVID-19 restrictions and traveling to the U.S. Traveling internationally with the COVID-19 restrictions may become more complex than it was at the beginning of the pandemic, but it is still possible. So checking all requirements for entering the U.S. for students from different countries should be done prior to leaving the home country to avoid any issues while traveling. So that is very interesting. Do you also mind if I mentioned some advertisements that we have regarding hiring?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
If you're looking to get into media at Wright State University, go to the Guardian Media Group because they are hiring.
We are. We are still looking and hiring for folks on the digital team. Um, we're also looking for contributing writers, a staff videographer, a web designer, and a staff photographer. So if you are interested in any of those positions, you can go to the Guardian website, or you can also the advertisements and flyers are also on all of our social medias at WSU Guardian on all platforms. Make sure you can follow us and we can keep you updated. But that is all that I have from the Guardian this morning.
See, the radio station and the Guardian have like a little playful war with each other, and I'm like, that's one thing you have an advantage over us. You have open positions, and we don't at the radio station right
Yes,
now.
we do. A web designer would be really nice.
I'd take that up if I wasn't already working here,
Yeah.
away from you once I leave. I'm just kidding. All right. We're going to go to the newsroom now. The Wright State is to issue $14.5 million in new federal funds to help eligible students during the pandemic. If I could get this hair out of my eyes. Wright State University will assist students impacted by the coronavirus pandemic by distributing more than $14.5 million in new federal funds over the next year. Wright State will distribute $766,975 in emergency relief grants directly to 1,631 students who are enrolled in classes during the summer 2021 semester, students who are enrolled during the fall 2021 semester and spring 2022 semester. The remaining funding will be dispersed after the start of each semester. The federal funds may be distributed to students to help with emergency costs caused by the coronavirus pandemic, including tuition, food, housing, course materials, technology, healthcare, and childcare. We believe these funds will provide some financial relief to a broad range of our students who have experienced hardship as a result of COVID-19, said Kim Everhart, Director of Financial Aid. The funding is provided through the Higher Education Emergency Relief Fund 3, which distributes money to institutions to provide emergency financial aid grants to students, many of whom continue to face financial challenges during the COVID-19 pandemic. I think this fan is blowing into the microphone. I apologize if you were hearing that. HEERF 3 was a part of the American Rescue Plan, which President Biden signed into law in March. Wright State received a total of $14,508,548 from HEERF 3 to provide direct relief to students due to the pandemic. The university will also distribute to students an additional $104,156 remaining dollars from the Coronavirus Response and Relief Supplemental Appropriations Act, which was passed in December of 2021. I believe they meant to say December of 2020, which was passed in a future date. I believe they meant to say 2020 on that one. Undergraduate and graduate students enrolled in the Boonshaw School of Medicine and the School of Professional Psychology are eligible for grants from Wright State. The university will allocate grants based on each student's FAFSA, prioritizing students with the greatest financial needs. Wright State will automatically award the eligible students. Each student who receives funding will receive an additional email explaining the details of the funding. Students who did not file a FAFSA may also apply for emergency grants by completing an application online. Under the American Rescue Plan, eligibility was also expanded to include any student enrolled at Wright State on or after May 13th, including degree and non-degree seeking students, DAC students, refugees, asylum seekers, and international students. More information is available at Wright State's COVID-19 Emergency Financial Aid website. And that website is wright.edu/RaiderConnect/financial aid/COVID-19 emergency financial aid for students. That's a long URL, but you can grab it from this article on the Wright State Newsroom if you can't remember that. So just go to webapp2.wright.edu and pull up this article. All right, so that's pretty much all I have in terms of Wright State news for now. So what's the latest with regards to what's happening at the Guardian Media Group?
Didn't we just cover that?
I meant like the organization
itself.
itself.
The organization
not the news.
Okay, I was getting a little confused there. Well, we are currently cleaning our office and making it look pretty. Pretty soon, I was talking to Mackenzie, our editor-in-chief, the other day, and she said that pretty soon they going to start working on improving our media studio.
Nice.
Because we're trying to do more multimedia and digital content. So yeah, there's quite a few exciting things going on. We're also getting prepared for the fall semester when we go full back in swing and have our full team. So
I'm excited for that.
I'm excited too. It's gonna be a good time, and also like going back in person and just being able to like actually see each other's faces off a web screen. It's gonna be really nice. I feel like a lot of people at Wright State, as classes go back in person and organizations and events go back in person, that is a big plus side of being able to see everyone and just interact in person.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited for getting back in in-person classes as well, because Zoom fatigue is a real thing.
It really is. You can only stare at a screen so much. And also personal connections. You just feel closer in person and able to communicate more effectively, I think, in person, because you get those like facial cues, body cues, if you can actually see a person. I love how we're talking about this like as well on the radio and like people can't see us.
Well, if they were on YouTube, they can.
If you're on YouTube, then yes, you can.
Yeah,
yes.
Check out our YouTube channel, shameless plug, WWSU 106.9 FM on YouTube, and you could see some of the live video streams of the shows at WWSU. This Wright Morning Show being one of them. Yeah. I believe Parker and Shay are doing their sports show on YouTube as well, so you could check out their show. All right, we're going to go ahead and take our top of the hour station ID break. And when we come back, we're going to get into our daily reflection for today. You're listening to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I asked what kind of family she wanted. She said, a family like yours.
Learn more about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
What the heck is that?
It's broccoli on pizza. That's it. I'm done.
Congratulations, San Francisco. You've ruined pizza. First the Hawaiians, and now you.
Don't let your music go the way of broccoli pizza. Stay tuned to WWSU 106.9, Fairborn, Dayton, the Un-Broccoli Pizza.
This is a Wright State Campus Bulletin. A water advisory is in effect for the campus community. Please do not drink the water. It is safe to use water for things such as washing your hands or using the restroom. We do not currently have further details of the water advisory at this time. Please monitor your Wright.edu email address for the latest information from Wright State University.
If you love them enough to sit through their favorite boy band with them, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Melissa from Michigan. I work an extra part-time job serving lunch at my child's school, but I still can't afford to put food on our table.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
this is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You're going to listen to WWSU 106.9 FM and you're going to like it. We wouldn't lie.
There's only one thing I hate more than lying. Skim milk, which is water that's lying about being milk.
And we're back to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM.
And welcome back to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. For the daily reflection today, I found something really cool that I think we're going to do, especially considering it's the last day of Pride Month. We are going to do a guided meditation on the Pride flag, which I think is pretty cool. And I kind of glanced through this. This is from mindful.org. And what's really cool about this meditation is that they divide it up according to the colors of the Pride flag and focus on different aspects of one's, life and, individuality and things like that. So I think this would be pretty cool. So this is from mindful.org by Stacy Reicherzer, a counselor and author of the Healing Otherness Handbook, who shares a meditation on the colors of the Pride flag informed by her experience as a transgender woman. For copyright purposes, I'm not going to play their meditation, but we're going to take some of their instructions and do our own meditation here on the air. But introducing into the meditation, the article says, I remember when I first became aware of the... Sorry, there's something slippery on the floor. I remember when I first became aware of the Pride flag in the early 90s. I didn't claim it immediately, even though I was transgender or transsexual, as we called ourselves at the time, because it was and still largely is a binary culture. The psychiatrist of the time encouraged me to think about myself as a woman and to break away from thinking of myself as gay, even though I'd called myself gay since I was in high school. Further, I was told that once I had surgery, I would no longer be trans. I'd be a woman, just like every other woman out there. It was black and white, one or the other, male or female, gay or straight. This was the world of trans mental health care at the time. It was several years before I realized the great folly of trying to fit into a gender box of someone else's making. Shallowness and empty spaces in our lives can serve as wake-up calls after all. Why would I follow someone else's prescription of how to name and live my gender and my sexuality? Wasn't this mine and mine alone? Why wouldn't I want to celebrate being queer, being trans, being connected to my sisters and brothers, my people from across the spectra of gender and sexuality? When I finally woke up to the beauty of queerness, mine, yours, and the many other ways that it exists, was when I finally felt free. The freedom to be myself. Once I was able to claim the pride flag, I put together some musings on what the rainbow colors stand for. I took a little creative license because I'm cheeky. In addition to the recognizable rainbow colors of purple for spirit, blue for serenity, green for nature, yellow for sunlight, orange for healing, and red for life, I added 2 additional colors from the original pride flags in the 70s, turquoise for magic and pink for sexuality. And I included the important colors from the Philly rainbow flag, brown for inclusivity and black for diversity. So whereas no actual pride flag has quite this representation, I felt important to do it this way because to me, it's the story of all of us. So what do the colors of the pride flag represent? Purple is the color of spirit. So often we forget that we are spirited and spiritual beings. We get caught in the mundane tasks of daily living and forget that there is something essential to ourselves. Many of us in the transgender community experience spiritual trauma that warped our belief system and left us feeling shut out. Acknowledging our spirit is a celebration of our loving presence, our gifts, our relevance as queer people. Blue is serenity. As eternal as the ocean from whence all life sprung, we are a part of a great life-giving force, as are the generations of queer people who came before us. We're being called to lay down our burdens, the conflicts, the problems, and acknowledge that we are a part of something much larger than ourselves. We have a right to serenity, to peace, to acceptance of all that there is in every moment. Turquoise is magic. Oh, we queer folk are a magical bunch, aren't we? Look at the beautiful things our people have created. The art, the architecture, the societies. Look at the advances we've made in the sciences, literature, and engineering. Look at how we've invented and reinvented ourselves throughout time, always finding ways to do queer things in even the most oppressive of cultures. We transform and shape our lives and identities as we see fit, casting off the heteronormative values that do not suit us. Our existence is itself an act of continuous magical creation. Green is nature. Of course it is. We're discovering what is real, what is natural for us, and what we've been doing it as far back as we can remember. Some of us spent years denying our nature, even as Mother Nature herself called us back. "This is who you are," she said. When we finally learned to listen, we came to know ourselves. What's more, we came to understand that we are a part of the natural world, that we are worthy and obvious and require no more explanation than is required by the trees, the grasses, or the vines of the forest. Yellow is sunlight. It is a thing to celebrate ourselves in June, the month of the summer solstice. We have the purity of sunlight, the source of all that is warm, shining into every part of our being, illuminating the dark corners that we tried to keep hidden. We are luminous, radiant people, alive in our queerness and celebrating our humanity in its fullest. May we each bask in the sunlight of our truth. Orange is healing. Many of our journeys have been marked by healing, repairing, rebuilding from coming out histories. Homophobia, biphobia, transphobia, and the hatred that these brought into our lives were coupled for some of us with the pain of racism, ableism, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and other forms of profound othering. Healing has been our way, and even in the face of tragedies, we have shown the world our resilience, coming together to heal ourselves and the community. Red is the color of life. It is our vitality, the force of humanity that is ours. It's the blood in our veins, the aliveness in our bodies. the force and intensity of our queerness. We are passionate people, people who care deeply about the world we occupy and our role in it. We live zestfully and with intention, knowing that we do so for all of those who could not live their lives for fear of recrimination. We treasure the day and rejoice in the moment. We are queer. Pink is sexuality. Sexuality is ours to proclaim, to express, to celebrate in whatever way we wish to do so. It doesn't matter what our partner's status is, for our sexuality is an enduring and natural part of our being. The expression of sexual freedom came for many of us after a long and hard battle, first with ourselves, and then with our family and culture of origin. Now we recognize our sexuality and choose family who cherish the quality in us, just as we cherish it in them. Brown is inclusivity. As queer people for whom rigorous honesty has been the path for our freedom from heteronormativity and gender conformity, we must willingly confront barriers that we've placed in front of members of our family whose skin color, religious background, physical or neurological features, or culture are different from our own. We must refuse and unlearn the system of othering that brought so much pain into our own lives, continually examining how to add one more place at the table and one more for every queer person on the planet. Black is diversity, and what beautiful, diverse people we all are. As we reach out with our mind's eye, we see the beauty of people in the many nations around the world and in our own nation. Some have suffered for their sexuality, their gender expression, their way of being in the world. And it's our job to see these injustices righted, to embrace our community, to reach out with love to all of the beautiful humans who express their queerness in infinite ways. I see you. So now we're going to go ahead and get prepared for our guided meditation on the pride flag. So I'm going to give out a couple of disclaimers. So before we get into the disclaimers, those of you who are listening on the radio and want to participate in the meditation, find yourself a comfortable, relaxing place, preferably free from any distractions in your environment. If you're driving or operating machinery, I highly recommend that you either pull to the side of the road and listen to us in a parking lot or something like that, or to turn the channel to another radio station until we come back at 10:30. We don't want injuries.
Don't crash your car for us, folks.
Yeah, don't crash your car for us. I mean, the pride flag is important, but your life is important too.
Most definitely.
And those of you who cannot listen to the meditation right now, it will be available on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, WWSU 106.9 FM. You can also listen to the one on mindful.org, recorded by Dr. Stacy Wright if you want to do so. All right. Excuse me. We're going to go ahead and get started now in our meditation. So I'd like you all to just sit in your chair with your feet firmly planted on the ground. Or if you prefer to lie down, you can do that as well. If you have a pride flag, grab your pride flag and lay it out in front of you or hang it up on your wall. And if you don't have a pride flag, you can always imagine the pride flag in your mind. Or you can pull up a picture on your phone or on your computer. So now what I want you to do is enter into your meditative space by taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. Taking in peace and tranquility with every inhale. Releasing fear, anger, and stress with every exhale. And feel yourself gently go into that calm, meditative space within you. Allow your mind now to be filled with the color purple and all of its richness and grandeur. You are a free entity. You are a free spirit. You are free to love who you want to love. You are free to express yourself as you choose. Allow your spirit, the essential thing that makes who you are, soar. And simply surround yourself with this vibrant purple. And now call to mind the color blue, like a deep, crisp blue sea. Be aware of the present moment, the here and now. Let go of your burdens. Let go of your conflicts. The challenges that you've been contemplating. Embrace the feeling of serenity. And allow yourself to let it flow through your body. You have the right to serenity. You have a right to serenity in every part of your life. And now notice as this deep dark blue transitions into the color turquoise. Notice how your ability to exist as a change agent who may choose to transform the parts of your life which require change. Focus on your inner magic, the power within you to manifest what you need in your life and to change what needs to be changed. Embrace yourself in this magical turquoise color. And and just be with it. And now imagine the vibrant colored green. The green from the trees, the bushes, the vines, the grass, and nature that surrounds all of us. Feel the naturalness of your existence, your identities, your way of beings, your expressions. Call to mind any needs that you may have. And then imagine yourself surrounded and cleansed by nature's fresh and clean air. The sounds of the wind and the birds. Imagine the feeling and the texture of the grass and leafy trees. Be with Mother Nature. Be with the color green. And now, allow your attention to move up to the sky and to the sun. You may not be able to see it right now because of the rain, but the sun is still there behind the clouds. Notice or imagine the warmth of the sunlight on your face, your arms, and your legs. Feel the sunlight as it cascades over you. Call to mind any parts of your life that feel dark or hidden. And allow the sunlight to illuminate those dark areas. Allow the sun to help you address these dark times and wash over every part of your life. Feel the sunlight. Feel the color yellow. And now bring to your awareness the color orange. Call to mind the work you've put in to heal from trauma and the hurts of your story. Notice the healing work that you have put in and how wise you have come from those efforts. Notice any illnesses, disparities, or challenges that you have overcome. And allow yourself to bring to awareness any areas that still need healing now. And bathe those areas in the vibrant orange light. Allow the color orange to give you healing presence, healing energy. And now bring your awareness to the color red. the representation of life itself. Notice its intensity, its aliveness, and take in those feelings and remember what it means to be fully human in this moment. Be aware of what it feels like to live in this space, in this body, in this experience. Notice the vitality of all that you are via the blood that is pulsing through your body. And now call to mind the color pink. Bright, intense pink. Fuchsia. It's your sacred sexuality. Allow it to transcend any concern that you have of your partner status, your romantic or sexual identity, or your expression. Your sexuality is yours to express, to celebrate, to cherish. Allow yourself to love every part of you and your sexuality without shame and without judgment. This is a part of what makes you, you. And this is not something that others can take away from you. This is yours. And now call to mind the color brown. And while you're focusing on the color brown, focus on a time where you felt genuinely included for who you are as a person. Notice how it felt to be a part of something, to have a family of choice who sees you and includes you, who makes room at the table for you no matter what is going on. And just as they include you and make room at their table for you, you include others and make room at your table for others. Embrace the power of the color brown and the inclusivity that surrounds it. And finally, call to mind the color black. Allow your mind's eye to fully see the shapes that surround you. Call to mind the individuals in your life. The queer people who exist in all directions of life. The queer people of many beautiful races, cultures, and tribes of humans. The endless expressions of gender and sexuality. The endless and fluid beings and ways of being in the world. Feel yourself become one with the community. You are them, and they are you. Feel the pulse of our queer humanity. Feel the heartbeats of every queer individual beating as one, thundering loudly so that the world sees all of us and hears us. This is what it means to be queer. And this is what it means to be free. And now, bring back all of the colors of the Pride rainbow and gently surround yourself and envelop yourself with them. Purple for spirit, blue for serenity, turquoise for magic, green for nature, yellow for sunlight, orange for healing, red for life, pink for sexuality, brown for inclusivity, and black for diversity. And as you surround yourself with these colors, bring your awareness back to your breath as you take a deep, slow inhale through the nose. And out through your mouth. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. Becoming one with the world, one with queerness, one with the here and now. Gently bring your awareness back to the space that you are in, the chair or seat that you are in, the sights, the sounds, and the smells. And when you are ready, open your eyes and see the moment that is before you. See yourself as free in this moment. Just real quick before we go to our next break at the radio show, I wanted to ask you, Jamie, what you thought of that meditation.
That was honestly so peaceful and so beautiful. Especially I loved it. I love the rainbow, and I feel like I hope it helps some folks and find peace and just love themselves. Happy Pride, y'all.
Yeah. And I just wanted to say that, Pride is not just during June. Pride is any time, every time.
Yeah, it should be celebrated and respected all throughout the year.
Yeah. All right. we're going to go ahead and take a break, let everybody get back into the moment. And when we come back, we're going to get into our Weird Wednesday. So we're going to be covering some weird, funny news. We might do a couple of improv games in the studio. Don't know yet. You never know what's going to happen on Weird Wednesday.
That's why it's called Weird Wednesday.
Yeah. You're listening to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. This is a Wright State Campus Bulletin. A water advisory is in effect for the campus community. Please do not drink the water. It is safe to use water for things such as washing your hands or using the restroom. We do not currently have further details of the water advisory at this time. Please monitor your Wright.edu email address for the latest information from Wright State University. Welcome back to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. And we are going to go ahead and conclude today's episode with weird and funny news stories. Now, I wanted to get pre-recorded with Don Smith, our local comedian, today, but unfortunately, the Wi-Fi at my townhome went out yesterday afternoon due to what I think was a lightning strike. So I was unfortunately not able to get in contact with him. So maybe I'll try and get him on for next Wednesday's Weird Wednesday. So we're going to go ahead and start off with an octopus. An aquarium in Florida shared video of an octopus getting in touch with its artistic side by using its tentacles to create a painting. The Florida Aquarium in Tampa posted a video to Facebook showing the octopus creating a painting on a plastic-wrapped canvas with the assistance of a human keeper. The aquarium said an enrichment painting session was planned to coincide with the facility's Cephalopod Week event. The facility invited Facebook users to share their favorite octopus facts to be entered in a drawing to win that painting. Nice.
Was this octopuses aquatic animal? So how did that? Was this underwater or?
That's a good question.
Like
I'm
how?
not sure.
How did that happen? That's adorable though.
I think, judging based off of the photograph, I think what they did was they took like a special kind of paper and paint and put it in the aquarium underwater for the octopus to paint on it.
That's so cute. I love that. I went to the Cleveland aquarium this past weekend and I saw an octopus and I think they're adorable. All animals are adorable, but
Yeah.
I would love to see that painting.
I don't think they have the full painting on here. It just shows with looks like blue polka dots almost.
Aww. That's adorable.
Let's see here. A man recaptures world record for wrapping wife in plastic wrap. An Idaho man recaptured a Guinness World Record by covering his wife's body in plastic wrap in only 1 minute and 2.44 seconds. David Rush, that's a very appropriate last name.
Yep, that fits.
Who has broken more than 150 Guinness records to promote STEM education, originally set the record in 2019 when he covered his wife Jennifer in plastic wrap in 1 minute 57 seconds. The couple's record was taken by another pair who managed to feat in 1 minute 29 seconds. And Rush said it took 9 rolls worth of plastic wrap to practice for the latest attempt, and the couple managed to refine their technique to accomplish the feat in 1 minute and 2.44 seconds. Rush said the challenges for the record include ensuring there are no gaps in the wrapping job and ensuring that each arm and leg is individually wrapped. Wow.
Wow. Okay, I thought it was like full body, like in
Yeah.
those like comedies and whatnot. But no, individually wrapped. Okay, that's actually impressive.
Yeah. A deer crashes through a window into a closed Iowa business. Police responded to an Iowa business when a deer crashed through a window at a closed office and ended up trapped inside. Ooh.
Oop.
The Waterloo Police Department said witnesses called authorities about 7:30 a.m. Monday after seeing the deer crash through a window at Village West Creative, a Waterloo marketing company. Police said they arrived to find the deer was still in the building. Officers were able to coax the animal back outside through the same window, and the deer darted across the nearby road and disappeared into the distance. There's been a few of those on the news. I've heard of deer and I believe what was it? Not a bear. There was another animal that crashed into a hair salon at one point. I forget what it was. That might have been a deer as well. But yeah, I wonder if it's just that they can't see the windows or something like that.
Well, also they might like see the reflection and be like, "Oh, who's that? Is that like another predator?"
Yeah,
and then
true.
like they charge on it and like knock open the window and then become scared and confused. Because I know a lot of animals like get so weirded out by the reflections.
Yeah. Nude sunbathers were rescued from an Australian woods after fleeing a deer. Another deer one.
Another deer.
Police in the Australian state of New South Wales say they have levied fines against 2 nude beachgoers who had to be rescued after being spooked by a deer and running into a forest. The 2 men were breaking coronavirus lockdowns by sunbathing naked on a remote beach south of Sydney. NSW Police Commissioner Mick Fowler told reporters Monday, but worsened their offense when, after being startled by a deer, They fled into the Royal National Park and got lost. Oof.
Oof, naked?
Yeah.
I would not want to be naked in a forest. No, thank you.
No. The men aged 30 and 49 were fined $760 for breaking the coronavirus 19 rules after authorities came to their rescue Sunday evening. Residents of Sydney and many other parts of the state were placed under stay-at-home orders earlier in the day as Australia scrambled to counter the fast-spreading Delta variant of the coronavirus. Even though the men were fined, Fuller said their actions cost the community more because of the resources needed to track them down. It's difficult to legislate against idiots, the commissioner said. Clearly, by putting people at risk, by leaving home without a proper reason, and then getting lost in a national park, diverting important resources away from the health operation, they should be embarrassed.
I love how that commissioner just like flame roasted those
I know, right?
students. I love it.
Let's see here. The Red Robin staff find a lost wedding ring in their trash. Uh-oh. Red Robin staff recovered a customer's wedding ring by digging through 5 bags of sticky trash. Deanne Kiltz, 75, noticed the ring was lost when she was halfway home after dining at the restaurant and believed she lost the ring while wiping her hands from a burger topped with barbecue sauce, ketchup, and mayonnaise, according to the daily newspaper in Wichita, Con. How do you tell your husband you lost your wedding ring? Kiltz said in the report. It's not something you're supposed to lose ever. Kilt's friends called the restaurant on her behalf, and though the trash was already in the compactor, the restaurant's assistant manager, Breck Roop, and a busser, Miguel Garcia, pulled out bags and started a dig through the sticky garbage, the Wichita Eagle reported. That's dedication.
Yeah, that's like they need a raise, like a solid raise.
They were on their 5th bag when they found the ring. They need all the pats on the back they can get, Kiltz told the Wichita Eagle. You just don't find people like that anymore. They probably need a shower, too, after that.
Yeah, shower and a raise. Maybe a good meal, too.
Yeah. Let's see here. A man climbs a tree to rescue a cat. Fire crew rescues both of them. Uh-oh. That ending there doesn't sound good. A man tried to rescue a cat that climbed a tree, and then fire crews in Tulsa, Oklahoma had to rescue both of them. Its owner was so concerned for the feline that he climbed up to attempt the rescue, the Tulsa Fire Department noted in a post on Facebook. Unfortunately, they both found themselves in a dangerous predicament high above the ground, unable to get down safely. Captain Alan Hancock and his Engine 27, a platoon, responded to the scene, according to the Post. After assessing the situation, they requested Captain Jack Embody and the Ladder 27 crew to use their aerial device. Acting FEO Brett Allen positioned the aerial so firefighter James Brooks could ascend and perform a safe rescue, the Post read. Oh, they had to do an aerial rescue? Wow.
That must have been a really high tree. Like,
how did he get up there is my question. If he couldn't get down, how did he get up there?
Yeah, like...
Then I should be asking the same question about the cat, too.
Yeah, I'm like, well, no, I see the cat because they can, like, pounce and, like, jump and...
Yeah.
But, like, the dude, like, how did that happen?
Man builds a drivable Navy destroyer on a golf cart. What?
What?
Greg Machak built a drivable Navy destroyer on a golf cart for a Bradwood 3rd charity event, ABC 7 Chicago reported. The Navy ship, modeled after the USS Hollister, was built for a golf cart competition, which was part of an annual charity for local food pantries in the town of Chicago's south suburbs, according to the Chicago news station. Machak, who won first place last year for a pirate ship he built on a golf cart, said he built the destroyer to honor his uncle, Joe Varsalati, age 91, the real-life USS Hollister's chief engineer. Varsalati spoke in the news station's report on a video call. I think it's a tremendous idea of honoring a ship which served honorably, Varsalati said. Machak added that he would drive the golf cart to any nearby parade. That looks so cool. I'm looking at it. It looks so cool. You want to
Yeah.
see a picture of it? It's kind of tiny. Oh, crap. I just accidentally turned the monitor off. That's what happens. All right, there we go. It's kind of tiny. I don't know if you can. Oh, it happened again. Dang it. There we go.
Oh, that's actually really cool. And that's so sweet that he like decided to honor like a family member. Like that's so cool.
Yeah. It looks really cool. He put a lot of work into the detail on that replica too.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty impressed. And on a golf cart too.
Yeah, like the balance in like the first place would be kind of hard.
Yeah. So these were all articles from UPI.com. Let's go to weird news from independent.co.uk. Dolphins are deliberately getting high on pufferfish. I've heard about this. This one's kind of an old article though. Oh, they got a paywall. Dolphins are thought of as one of the most intelligent species in the animal kingdom, and experts believe they have been put their ingenuity to use in the pursuit of getting high. In extraordinary scenes filmed for a new documentary, young dolphins were seen carefully manipulating a certain kind of pufferfish, which, if provoked, releases a nerve toxin. That's funny.
Those dolphins are such beautiful, magical creatures, but they have such distinct personalities. It is so cool
Yeah.
how evolution just walked out with them. I love them. It's great.
This one's not all that new either, but people have been sharing videos of their cat's extreme reaction to cucumbers. Placing a cucumber behind a cat when it's eating appears to startle them, causing some cats to leap into the air in fright. The trend has spawned a dedicated subreddit called Cucumbers Scaring Cats, where users have posted videos of them testing the trick on their own cats. Joe Goldman, a certified animal behavioralist, told National Geographic the cucumbers were triggering the cat's natural startle reflexes. With a startle response, the cat will often try to get out of there as quickly as possible and then reassess from a distance, she said, explaining their terrified reaction. Placing cucumbers near where cats eat may confuse the cats further because they often associate those areas with safety and security, Palm Johnson Bennett, author of Think Like a Cat, also said. Ms. Goldman said it was also possible cats may associate the cucumber with snakes, which can be deadly predators. She added, if you cause stress to an animal, that's probably not a good thing. So you probably don't want to do that, especially near their eating area.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of cruel to the poor kitty cats. Like,
Yeah. And apparently, I was informed of this a couple of weeks ago. There's a new trend where apparently if you scrape the teeth on a hair comb, you can make a cat gag.
that's cool
Yeah.
though. Don't do that to your cats.
So, from what I've heard, cats are sensitive to certain ultrasonic sounds, and the noise that you make from scratching the teeth on a hair comb kind of triggers that reflex. What I find interesting, though, is they claim that it's associated with predatory behaviors of cats, but I can't seem to connect gagging to predatory behavior for some reason. That seems so weird to me.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. I also just noticed we cover a lot of cat content on this show.
But cats are amazing,
I
though.
love cats. They're adorable.
And two of our regular guests, Laffy Chummock and Harmony, both have cats. Harmony has one cat, and then Laffy Chummock, she has like 8 cats. She has a whole cat sanctuary, basically. Like she has her whole sun porch is filled with cat trees and things like that for them to play with.
That's adorable. I wish I wasn't allergic.
Oh no, that's sad.
I know. I'm like, I would totally get like a little cat and just have it sitting in my house and just love it and play with it. But
I think they're trying to come up with some sort of vaccine or medication that you can give to the cat that makes them not produce the dandruff and stuff that you're allergic to.
oh, really?
I think that's what I heard a couple of months ago. Let me check the status of that.
That would honestly be so cool. Because I know another person who is really allergic to cats, but they love cats as well. And they're like, I just want a cat, and they take allergy shots for it like themselves. But if they had an in for a cat, I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, they have treatments for people, but there was somebody who was trying to come up with something that you could give to your cat, and then you wouldn't really be allergic to that cat anymore.
That is so cool. I hope they can get that science underway and get that approved.
Yeah, I'm just wondering though, how if it should be safe for the cat, but I'm hoping they really check on that.
Yeah, like make sure it's safe for the human, for the cat,
Yeah.
for all of that.
All right. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and give one last check of our weather and kind of wrap up our show today because we are starting to run close on time. The current weather at Wright State University, according to tomorrow.io, is light rain, falling at 0.02 inches per hour. The temperature is 73 degrees. It cooled off a little bit from the rain since we began the show. The wind is coming from the northwest at 10 miles per hour. The humidity is 85%. The dew point is 68 degrees. The visibility is 10 miles, and the air quality is good. The forecast for the next 12 hours calls for light rain up until about 12:30 p.m., and then it's going to taper off. We may see some more showers and thunderstorms later in the day as well. The temperature is going to quickly rise once the rain moves out of the area up into the upper 80s by about 1 p.m., they're saying, and then start cooling off after 4 p.m. As a cold front begins to move through the area.
Yep, typical Ohio weather: hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, rainy, sunny.
Yeah, you
That's
name it.
Ohio.
So that pretty much concludes our show for the Rat Morning Show. Thank you, everybody, for making us a part of your morning. We're here every morning on WWSU Radio from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tomorrow is going to be Thoughtful Thursday, so we're going to be covering either a mind-provoking topic, something to really think about, or we might have a debate depending on how many people are able to attend the show. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I will not be here Friday, so Scotty is going to be taking over for the morning show on Friday for Free Talk Friday. We will not be having a show on Monday, July the 5th, because of Independence Day. So I didn't want to let everybody know. We will not be here Monday, July 5th, because of Independence Day. And also a reminder that there is a water advisory in effect right now. We still don't know why. So don't drink the water on campus and keep up to date. Hopefully they release something in our Wright State emails soon about the water advisory.
Also, if they do the Wright State Guardian, we should be keeping y'all updated as we get information ourselves.
Yeah, so be sure to check them out at wsuguardian.com for the latest in Wright State news. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to today's show, and we will see you again tomorrow. Have a great